sorry. Or no, you should be apologizing to me. So, oh, here's another growth. What? Are these all growth points? Hi, I'm Michaela and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you all of my favorite plants from the month of October. And every favorites video that I make, I say something along the lines of, it doesn't seem like it's been a month, I feel like I just made one. So I feel that way today as well. So I think realistically, my idea of how long a month is just not accurate. So that's okay, I guess. So I'll just get into showing you all of my favorite plants and plant supplies that have really stood out to me during the month of October. Okay, so the first plant is, I'm gonna start with I'm gonna go size. I'm gonna start with the smallest plant and then work my way up to the biggest plant. So the first one is this little tiny Philodendron glorious, and there is a wet stick in here too. And if you can see right there, it is getting a new growth point. Okay, so I really struggle with Philodendron glorious for whatever reason. I have a bigger plant and it's just not doing very well at all. So this is from a cutting that did not look very good, and the leaf fell off and I was left with a stick. So I stuck it in like a little takeout container, and after several months, it sprouted this little tiny leaf, and I can't believe how cute it is. I really want to be good at Philodendron glorious, but I am not. So well, and I'm having the same issue with this one, I guess, too, is the extra floral nectaries are just like nothing I have ever seen before. Like the plant is just like wet if I try to touch the leaves at all. And even this little bitty leaf has some extra floral nectaries damage. But regardless, I'm very happy to have this little leaf, and I'm gonna try and grow this and grow it well. Hopefully better than my other plant. So I'm gonna keep it in my Mills bow back here, and hopefully it will do better than my other one, which I'm not going to show you because I'm embarrassed. Okay, so my next plant is this Rhipsalis salicornioides, I believe is what this is called. I did not know what this was for a really long time until I just happened to stumble into an Instagram post. And it wasn't even someone that I follow. They were just like a random plant hashtag that I follow on Instagram, and they had one of these on there. So I kind of looked into it, and that is in fact what this appears to be. So this I had outside all summer, and it really just did not even care for it very much, but it did get kind of sun stressed, if you can tell there. But it was just kind of wrinkly, and I brought it into the greenhouse and I've been watering it a lot more. I think this just likes more water than you would think it would based on looking at it, but I just love it. It is so cool. It just looks so, what is the word? It's very unique. It looks like something you might find in the desert or something, which is not where I live, so that seems kind of novel to me. And yeah, please excuse how dirty this pot is. Like I said, it's been outside. I did repot this in a video that I made earlier in the summer, where I just repotted a bunch of succulents. And this has grown a little bit, but not a ton since I repotted it. But I would like to grow this out to be long and trailing. And I think I'm gonna bring it in the house because I want it on my little shelf back here. I'm really liking the trailing plants right now, so that's one of my goals for the future of this plant, I guess, is to just see how long and trailing I can get it. You can, I will say this plant is really fragile, so I knocked off a couple of these little things. I'm not sure what they're called, trying to bring it in here. So I don't know how realistic it would be to have this on that shelf, like trailing over the shelves, because I might just destroy it. We're gonna give it a try. Okay, so my next plant is my, oh, sorry. Or no, you should be apologizing to me, right? I don't know. So this is my orchid cactus. I'm not sure like what kind of orchid cactus. I'll see if I can look up the name and see what it's called. This plant, I just repotted this week, and it is gonna be in a video, but this video right now will go up before that one. But this plant has just really taken off lately. It used to be in like a little 3-inch clear propagation cup, and I recently put it in a real pot after like 2 years. But I got this as just like a little cutting about this size from a plant swap in 2021, 2020. It was a year or two ago, I do know that, but it has just really taken off out of nowhere. And I have this hanging in my dining room window, and it's just kind of going all over the place. I would love to see this thing bloom one day, but we will see. I'm just excited at how fast it's growing and how wild it looks. It just looks so jungly, and it's just going all sorts of different directions. It's just kind of unpredictable. That's what I love about it. It's very unusual looking, and I like anything with like a thicker, more succulent type leaf. And I also have a fern leaf orchid cactus, and I really love that plant as well. It hangs above my couch. I'll see if I can put a picture of that in. But this is just a little bit different one. I feel like it grows a lot slower, but not this month. This month it's grown a lot faster. So very cool orchid cactus. Okay, so my next plant is my variegated amydrium. And this is one of the plants that I unboxed from Aroid Market in either May or June. And it just wasn't ever doing very well. I've tried to keep it in multiple locations, and finally, after several months, I have found the location that it seems to enjoy, and that is my Mills bow right here behind me. So since I moved it into there maybe 2 weeks ago, I have gotten several new growth points and leaves. So here at the bottom, there's a growth point and almost a leaf. And let's see, here is another growth point. And then at the top here, it is unfurling a leaf right now, and there's another one on the way. So when I had it in the greenhouse, this was right here, all of the growth that I got out there. And I don't know if it was too dry, or maybe the exhaust fan made it too like windy or something. I'm not sure what it doesn't like about the greenhouse, but moving it in here into my little IKEA cabinet really did the trick. And I know this is probably not a plant for everyone, but it's just kind of crazy. And all of these leaves that you're seeing are leaves that were on it when I imported it. So it has never dropped a leaf. So that's why they're a little bit beat up. But I am really looking forward to seeing what a good healthy leaf looks like on this. I'll see if I can find a picture of a healthier one. Not that this is unhealthy, this is really just cosmetic damage from shipping, which doesn't really bother me any. But having it in higher humidity, I think, is what has been the most helpful So, oh, here's another growth. What? Are these all growth points? I think I just got distracted and found a whole bunch of new growth points. I don't know if they're all gonna activate. I'll keep you posted. That'll be interesting. So yeah, in its current state, I realize that it could be better, but I'm just happy to see it finally on the uptick, kind of starting to get a little bit better or looking like it wants to do better. So that's all I need to see from this plant to make it a favorite. I just like to see some effort, you know? Okay, here's my next favorite. This is my Philodendron melanochrysum. This plant has really started to size up a lot lately. It's outgrown the moss pole, and so you can kind of see in here, there are 2 plants. And interestingly enough, so okay, I mentioned this plant in a video that I did back in May, and I was talking about like the difference between a melanochrysum that is growing up a pole or not. And I was comparing the two, and somebody left kind of a sassy comment about, well, obviously that one's bigger because it's climbing up a pole, but this thing isn't even attached to the pole. Like the stalk with the big leaves is attached in no place on this pole. See? It goes down here and here, and it's like several inches away from the pole. Hopefully you can see that. But then the one that is attached to the pole is just tiny. So I don't know. I've told you all I'm not really a big believer in moss poles for me personally, but yeah, this is definitely starting to size up. Maybe it just like it knows the pole is back here, even though it is not touching it. I need to take some cuttings of this, and I already did, but I want this leaf to unfurl, and yeah, there was another whole stalk on here from this front one. Here, if you can see that there are 2. I'm not very good at showing this. So this front plant here is what I took cuttings from earlier this week. This is actually kind of heavy. So yeah, this is my Philodendron melanochrysum. I know that a lot of people do not like these and that they can be incredibly difficult, but this specific plant has my heart. It's just, it's so cute. And also this was just one of the, oh, not again. I've tried to film several different videos this week, and in every single one of them my dogs are barking really loudly and obnoxiously. But anyway, what I was saying about this plant is this was one of my first like wish list fancy kind of plants that I wanted, and I would look up pictures of it all the time. I don't know what she's barking at. I can't see it. I feel kind of bad, but I mean, she barks so much that I don't always look when she's barking. Maybe that's bad. I don't know. But anyway, I would just always look up pictures of these plants and just kind of drool over it. And I wanted one so badly. And I got just like a little tiny cutting, and it had like these little bitty tiny micans looking leaves. And now we have this. So yeah, that's just, watching it actually look more like I wanted it to look when I first wanted this plant has been exciting for me this past month. Okay. And this is kind of dirty because I've been carrying plants in it, but I got, You guys know me and my trays. I've got so many different kinds of trays because they're so handy. I use them for all kinds of things. But I found these little like shoebox sized trays, or they were called cubby trays, I think. And I'm sorry, yeah, this is gross that there's all this dirt, but it is what it is. But I got these on clearance at Walmart for 75 cents. I got 3 of them. Should have gotten more. They're just really handy. Like when I take cuttings, I'll put them in here and let them callus, or if I'm repotting something, I will repot over this so the dirt will just get in here. And there's no limit to the things you can do with a tray in the plant hobby. So I found another good tray, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Also, I got a splinter in my hand somehow just now. Oh, is it from that Rhipsalis? Please do not be a bunch of cactus spines. Okay, I think we're okay. I don't think it's cactus spines. I don't know what it was. It's just like a little splinter in my hand. But I don't like getting cactus spines stuck in me. Not that anyone would, but yeah, it's my least favorite thing. It just threw me off and made me really nervous. So, okay, this plant, I'm probably gonna have to back up to show you. This is my, this is so awkward. This is my Anthurium vatterifolium. I have to back up even more, don't I? Okay. Okay. This is really awkward, I'm sure. This is my Anthurium vatterifolium, and oh god, I don't think I could have done that more awkwardly if I had tried to. I'm gonna have to refilm this whole part, aren't I? Okay, so this is my Anthurium vatterifolium. It's getting really, really long, and I put it in a hanging basket out in the greenhouse. And so this right here is the newest leaf, and it is not hardened off yet. Is it this one? No, it's this one. This is the next oldest leaf, and oh gosh, this is getting heavy. It's a little bit torn up at the end because it touches the floor out in the greenhouse, and even when you're trying to avoid stepping on it, it just happens sometimes, and even with like moving the hose around. So that is why we have a little bit of damage. So I hung it up from the ceiling, and I just think this plant is the coolest thing. This is a new leaf too. What? Oh yeah, there's 2 plants in here. I forgot about that. I took a top cutting of the parent plant and I just stuck it in the same pot. So yeah, this is another new leaf. It's still hardening off. But I think the strappy anthuriums are really, really cool. If you have a place that you can put them, I mean, this would be kind of difficult to find a good place for, as long as it is. Also, back in May or June, one of my friends did like a couple photo shoot of me and my husband out in the greenhouse, and there was one of the pictures, and she was like, put that plant on your head. I was like, okay, I will. But I put it on my head and just like held it, and it was one of my favorite pictures. I'll see if I can put it on the screen. It's a really cool one. But yeah, Anthurium vatterifolium. This is such an easy Anthurium too. It hasn't, a lot of Anthuriums don't do that great out in the greenhouse, but this one hasn't skipped a beat, and it has gotten, it's the way it has sized up has been pretty wild. Okay, so this leaf is starting to yellow, but this is the oldest leaf on the plant. This is the leaf size that I started with. When did I get this? The beginning of 2021, I think, is when I got this. So almost 2 years old, and we've gone from like 6 inches to maybe like 20 inches. I don't know how long this is. It's a big step up though, you can tell. Oh gosh. That was kind of awkward. Oh, and here's another one of these trays. I got a clear one and a white one and a blue one. This video is probably gonna be just like all over the place. I'm not even facing the camera anymore. Okay. All right. This video is probably just all over the place. I don't even know if I'm gonna post it or if I'm gonna try and refilm it when I'm less scatterbrained, which probably be waiting a while if that's the case. So if I end up posting this video, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Queen City Tropicals, and I will see you again soon.